Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
So good to have you along. But.
But.
Well, it's just
You're going to start the morning with a but?
Well, I don't mean to be upset about things, but just a few little sprinkles on the hood this morning.
Oh, there were?
Yes.
Oh.
I'll
take your word for it.
Well, you have a garage. I do too, but mine's full of cats and junk. But
well, at least the cats stayed dried.
Oh, yeah, they're nice and dry. Oh, man.
Well, it gives you hope. You can look at it like a glass half full. Gives you hope.
I guess so.
There's a chance today. Not much, but it's a chance.
It's quite possible that we'll get rain when they don't predict it. So it might just be a little teaser for the advancement of rain in our area. If we could just get a rain right now, it would just make so much difference.
Do you have it? You probably don't, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. Do you have any idea what the average rainfall amount for the month of April is in this area?
Oh, man.
I mean, I know it's more than 400s, which is what we have right now, but
we could probably Google that.
It's got to be in at least the 2 to 3 inch range, at least, doesn't it?
Average wise, in April, sometimes you'll get 5 and 6 inches.
Sure.
So average, I would think, 3-4 inches average, just a guess. But we're at 400s.
Yeah.
I went ahead and wrote down a trace this morning, even though there was only 12 sprinkles.
Good. Again, I like it. Glass half full.
Man. I watched the Yankees-Angels. I stayed up and watched that last night. Didn't
Really?
go very late.
Stayed up? Well, it started at like 6.
Well, didn't get over till 9:30.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. I watched the beginning of it. I saw Aaron Judge rob Shohei Ohtani of a home run in the first inning. I saw that.
Yeah, and I saw the umpire rob Trout of another swing at the bat.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
They had 2 men on. Trout was up, 2 outs. He held back. The umpire called it a strike.
And it wasn't?
The manager went out. He got kicked out.
Oh, that's why the game went long.
Well, it went
Stuff like that.
It went into extra innings. So,
oh, it did?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
It was tied 2-2, I think.
Who ended up winning?
The Yankees.
Oh.
I like Judge as a player, but he is awesome. And the Yankees players seem okay. It's just, who wants to root for the Yankees?
I know. The Yankees are one of those teams where you're either a fan or you aren't. It's not much in between with the Yankees.
No.
You either like the Yankees or you don't.
And then, of course, there's the beautiful Brewers that are staying ahead.
I can't believe you're doing this to me.
Oh, yes, you can. I have memories of being at the Brewers
Stadium. Oh, don't give me this. No way. No.
Son and
no. You don't get to. You don't get to all of a sudden pretend to be this lifetime Milwaukee Brewers fan.
Oh, I'm not saying lifetime.
You don't get to do that.
I don't say lifetime. I just have beautiful memories.
The only reason you're proclaiming to be a Brewers fan is to irritate me.
No,
because I'm a Cubs fan.
I would not do that. You know me better than that. That's a song, by the way.
Speaking of that, my wife and I, this was a while back. My wife and I decided one morning, we were just going to visit with each other in song titles.
Really?
You people should try that sometime. It's a hoot.
Boy, that would be fun.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of funny. But when you said, you know me better than that, that's what
Yeah.
made me think of that.
Might try that sometime.
Yeah. You and I will have to try that sometime for the breakfast show. We'll just talk to each other in song titles.
Well, let's see. Neil Young. Sometime we could go Down by the River.
Ah, yeah.
Or Old Man, You're Just...
Yeah. Oh,
A lot like
take
me.
a look at me now.
It's National Cheddar Fries Day.
Is it now?
Yep. Celebrating the heart attack plate. Cheddar fries were invented at Snuffers Bar in Dallas, Texas back in 1978 when some genius grated cheese over some fries and topped them with bacon, jalapenos, and a drizzle of ranch. Do yourself a favor and call an ambulance before you start in on it, but enjoy. This is almost like the Yankees. I'll try that again. Not pinal. Oh, pineapple upside down cake.
Oh. I like pineapple upside down cake, but it's been a very, very, very long time since I've had it.
Well, it's National Pineapple Upside Down Cake Day.
Are they hard to make? Never made one.
I don't
I've
have any
eaten them.
idea. Pineapples they're like the Yankees for me. They just don't cut it.
Oh, really?
But, no.
Oh.
But people love pineapples
I
who
like
enjoy
pineapple.
them. Like putting them on pizza just sounds awful. But anyway,
It's better than you think.
that's what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
The upside down cake has not changed much. The recipe is about the same as it was since its beginning, except for most of us no longer make it in a cast iron pan anymore or over an open fire. But the recipe is about the same. Enjoyed for more than 100 years. We touch on this tough stuff here on the Breakfast Show. It's
That's
also
right.
National Look-alike Day.
Is it now?
You know, for people who you say, hey, that person looks a lot like Joe.
Mm-hmm.
That way they look a lot alike, and they're not even related.
You know, with your hair and everything, and your little goatee that you have.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. There were times I thought you had a Kenny Rogers vibe about you.
Well,
Kind of looked like Kenny Rogers.
I don't dislike. Wouldn't dislike that too much, but I don't hold a candle to Rick Beechler looking like Kenny Rogers.
Oh, okay.
No.
I haven't seen Rick in a while.
Well,
Does he look even more like Kenny Rogers now?
we went to a blues club in Chicago many years ago,
Okay.
and the two of us went in and sit down, and it was Chicago, and there was a lot of African American guys and gals in there. It was a pretty cool place. We really enjoyed it, and they started calling Rick Kenny Rogers.
That's great.
When we left, they said, "See you, Kenny."
Did Rick start singing The Gambler?
Oh, he just took his cigar and left.
Oh, okay.
Birthdays today. Jessica Lange.
Great actress.
She's 74
Wow.
today. Oscar-winning actress. She is also more recently known for her roles on American Horror Story. She also starred in the 80s film Tootsie, Francis, and Sweet Dreams. I thought maybe her breakout film was The Big Ape. I can't think of it.
What, the big ape?
Well, he held her in her hand,
Oh, King Kong?
Yeah, King Kong.
Okay.
She looked good in his hand, I gotta say.
She was the one. That was the one with Jeff Daniels. There've been
Yeah, there's been a lot of
few versions of King Kong, but that would have been okay. Yeah, she was the female lead in. Was it the 80s? I think that would be the 80s King Kong.
Probably,
right?
they do this same scene with every King Kong movie. He held her under a waterfall,
Oh.
and then blew her dry.
I've not seen that particular King Kong. I saw the one that I think Peter Jackson was the one that directed it, and Naomi Watts was
Oh yes.
the.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a big movie. I enjoyed. That was good.
Well, the one with Jessica Lange was a big hit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a big.
Now the original
blockbuster.
King Kong, the late Fay Ray, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Fay Ray, I believe,
Yeah.
played in the original King Kong.
Okay. I hope I get this name right. George Takei is 86 today, known forever as
Takai.
Takai. Thank you.
Star Trek,
Yeah.
Mr. Zulu.
Yep. He's
Oh, yeah.
he's still acting and doing voiceover work. He's got that big voice.
Yeah,
And he is doing well. Yeah. 86.
86.
Yep. Let's see here. Just so you know, I wanted to get this on before we moved forward here this morning. This is revolutionary.
Oh,
Yes, TikTok can lead to more stress than necessary. This was a study. A new study says that TikTok can be a runaway train of thoughts, especially for someone with mental illness. Researchers say it's the app that's the problem. How it aggravates content can leave users on a train of thought they don't want to be on. I don't know if you look around and you watch people who are on TikTok, especially kids, which is a little disturbing to be honest. I don't think they needed a study to figure that out. Is what I'm trying to say.
yeah. Never been on TikTok.
Me neither.
No.
I'm going to get off Facebook too.
Are you?
I'm a voyeur on Facebook. I just look once in a while.
Yeah.
I don't send anything. I don't post much of anything at all.
I think I have like 1,000 people waiting to know if I'm going to let them be my friend.
Oh, I've got friends, man. I got a lot of friends.
Because I never go to Facebook. I just don't. I have a Facebook account, but I don't really ever look at it. And then if I do, I notice there's all these people that want to be friend. I'm not ignoring you, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I know.
I'd love to be your friend.
I'd love to be your friend.
I'm just not on Facebook very much.
Well, if you like everything on the internet nowadays, if you're interested in something, let's say, well, I just recently did a little research on hearing aids for a relative, and now, if I open up Facebook, there's a guy
gotcha.
selling me hearing aids.
Yeah, I was looking at Chicago Cubs ball caps
Uh-oh.
the other day online.
That'll do it.
I mean, it's not even Facebook. I just get on the web now to look at anything,
Yeah.
and there's an advertisement with all kinds of Cubs hats on it.
And if you've noticed, they'll do anything in the marketing side. For instance, I'd like to watch fishing videos or instructional videos, and you go, on just regular internet and look up YouTube videos on walleye fishing or whatever. So those started popping up on Facebook.
Yeah.
But they want you to watch it for, I guess, I don't know if they make more money I don't know how that all works. But I don't really believe, and I'm pretty gullible, but I don't really believe that most every lady that fishes in a bikini. I just don't think that's true.
Well,
They might have some camouflaged fishing gear on, but not a little bikini every time they go fishing and pulling in a big fish. Ansley today, they're having chicken nuggets, fruit, vegetables, and milk.
Sargent today, their school lunch menu shows a burrito with lettuce and cheese, green beans, fruit salad, milk, and salad bar at Sargent today.
At Sandhills and Dunning, they're having chicken Alfredo, cheesy bread, and broccoli.
And Somomyrna today, made fresh cheeseburger macaroni skillet with garlic breadstick, popcorn chicken with garlic breadstick, or fresh baked ham and cheese sub on the menu today at AM.
At Arnold, it's mac and cheese day.
Litchfield today, showing a popcorn chicken bowl for lunch at Litchfield.
And Arnold, I should back up, they're having chicken nuggets and mac and cheese at Arnold today. Get that correct. Thetford, bacon chicken casserole, broccoli, and dinner roll today.
Broken Bow today made fresh cheeseburger macaroni skillet with garlic breadstick, popcorn chicken with garlic breadstick, fresh baked ham and cheese sub, also cottage cheese and fruit platter, and the grill station combo today at Broken Bow is a cheeseburger basket. Here's a menu for Gothenburg today. It shows a cheeseburger, tater tot casserole, pizza, Swede chef salad, Swede bowl, and a deli sandwich on the menu today at Gothenburg. Those are your school lunch menus. Now the menu for the Prairie Pioneer Center in Broken Bow. If you want to eat there today, they ask that you please call by 9 a.m. to let them know that you're coming. Number is 872-6121. Menu at the Prairie Pioneer Center in Broken Bow today will be pork chops, mashed potatoes and gravy, green beans, dinner roll, and dessert at the Prairie Pioneer Center.
All right, the chat box is pretty active this morning. Sarah is listening from Nashville this morning.
Wow, great.
Or watching. I'm
Good
not
morning,
sure which.
Sarah.
She says, good morning from Nashville. Rain will be here tonight with the cold front about to roll through. She went on to say, I always talk in song titles and song lyrics. People look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Go ahead and have some fun, Sarah. I think in Nashville you can sing wherever you want to go, I would think.
Go.
And Steve Hornickel says, good morning. Have a great day. Same to you, Steve. Well, I think it's just been put off long enough.
Okay.
Procrastination is a sad, sad thing, but we all do it. And
we do.
We need to, right now, get our cooling units checked.
Yeah. Maybe even our heating unit for this weekend.
Yeah, both. And here's the thing. Taylor Heating and Cooling can take care of either one.
Yes, they can.
And that's who you would want to consider calling. They are able to take care of, maintenance, make sure you're ready to go this spring. Or, maybe make sure you have enough left in the tank for the rest of this cool weather. But Matt or Andy can help you decide on the best system for your home if you're thinking about replacing or, take a look and see what's the right direction to go. But they'll also do the maintenance on your units as well. Call them at 872-6196. They have solutions that you'll want to consider for total comfort in your home. Matt and Andy with Taylor Heating and Cooling, 872-6196. And I always get the name of the company of their units wrong. Is it
Daikin?
Daikin, because I'm tempted to say Dakin, but it's Daikin.
They are your Daikin dealer.
Daikin dealer. Matt or Andy can help you decide on the best system. Call them at 872-6196.
All right. You ready to play the game?
Let's play the game.
All right. I have a question for you today.
Oh, we don't have...
The Nebraska football team will be hosting its annual spring game this Saturday at Memorial Stadium. Game will be broadcast, by the way, on KBBN 95.3 FM with coverage starting at 11 a.m. Saturday. During the festivities, Nebraska has announced that a former Nebraska head coach will be returning to be honored. Who is that coach?
Oh, I know.
Your choices are, if you need them, Bo Pelini, Mike Riley, Bill Callahan, or Frank Solich. Which former Nebraska coach will be coming back to be honored during the spring game on Saturday? Bo Pelini, Mike Riley, Bill Callahan, or Frank Solich? If you know the answer, call us at 872-2801 and win yourself a sub.
Cattlemen, spring is here and things are starting to green up. But alongside the good green like pasture grass and trees come the bad greens. Musk thistles, mullenweed, buckbrush, and other weeds. Let Aero Aviation help you get the bad green under control this spring. They use the latest in aircraft and GPS technology and crop protection products while keeping the good green in your pocket. Call Casey, Melissa, or Kim today and schedule spring spraying with Aero Aviation, 872-5113.
And we have Jim on the line. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good. You?
Oh, we're doing well. We're wishing it would rain out there. That's the one thing we're complaining about today.
Yes, we sure need that.
We sure do. Here's Brent with your question.
Okay, Jim, a former Nebraska football coach will be returning for the spring game on Saturday to be honored. Who is it? Is it Bo Pelini, Mike Riley, Bill Callahan, or Frank Solich?
Frank Solich.
You got it. It is. And I'm happy that is happening. So, Jim, because you've answered correctly, we've got for you a certificate that'll get you a free 6-inch sub at Subway in Broken Bow. So just come on out and see us when you can.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Jim. Have a good day.
Yep, you too.
All right. 10 minutes before the hour, here's another quick message for you.
Gun Sense in Mason City would love to see you at their annual open house Saturday, April 29th. Join John and the team from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. at the store right on Highway 2 in Mason City. You can't miss it. The house in the orange and white stripes. It's time to get tactical and show everyone how to silence the Sandhills and own the night with suppressor and thermal weapon sight demos all day. Plus, you can shoot a suppressed Barrett M107 50 cal rifle. Open house at Gun Sense in Mason City, 9 to 4 Saturday, April 29th. Questions? Call John at 732-3348.
Brent and Dave with you here on the Breakfast Show. Oh, yeah, sipping and chopping taking place today. This is Thursday, right?
It is. It's the third Thursday of the month.
Boy, talk about fun and a chance to save money on purchases at the Cozad location that everybody runs to. All right, Sip and Shop Day, Rustic and Red, today from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. 20% off store-wide, 30% off spring florals, 30% off ladies' apparel, 40% off jeans if you try them on in the store. You can't go out in the street and try on your jeans. You got to do it right in the store there. And sales will be this day only, one day only, with some exclusions to apply. They have sales and a chance to register for a door prize, and they'll run that all day. They'll start at 4 o'clock, and they'll have a special guest artist. Corky Anderson will be performing and presenting some of her work. I'm not sure what that is, but must be an artist.
Yes.
Very interesting. Sipping, shopping, seeing art, saving money, trying on new clothes, having fun. Rustic and Red and Cozad.
There you go.
All right. Put that right there.
Can I talk about something?
If it's important.
I want to promote what I think is a really cool event coming up this weekend. The Broken Bow basketball program is going to be sponsoring and hosting the Custer County Men's Basketball Alumni Tournament.
Oh, man.
People from the past coming back to show off their skills. And there's 4 teams that are signed up, I believe, for this event. They're going to start playing games on Saturday, and then they'll have a single elimination tournament on Sunday to declare the champion. I just want to give you folks some of the names of the people who are returning to play for this. Now, this is open to the public. They are asking for maybe a minimum donation of $2 to get in, but if you'd like to donate more, they certainly would appreciate that, kind of a free will donation to get in and watch the games. One of the teams is Lynn Sanity, and it will be led by Kevin Lynn, Broken Bow graduate, 2018. Joining him on the team, Mason and Morgan McMean, Keegan Baxter, Travis Klebb, and Jared Kank, all Broken Bow graduates. Also Chris Pates, who you might remember, Ansley graduate, 2019. Also on the team, Braden Bocart and Hayden Grint. Wow. That'll be Lynn Sanity. Now, you also have Team Dub that's going to be there. That will consist of Broken Bow graduates, Griffin Wright, Peyton Borders, and Cade Chapin. Also Anselmo Myrna grads, Jace and Carson Leaphart, and Seth Miller. Also on the team, Stapleton grads, Lucas Harbor, and Brandon Clewine. I think I said that name right. That's Team Dub. You also have Custer's Last Standees, which will include Josh and Austin Harvey, Broken Bow grads, Ryan Beck, Broken Bow graduate, Tristan Beck and Fraser Caitlin, Broken Bow graduates, as well as Elijah Downey and Garrett Porter, who are Anselmo Myrna grads. Also on the team, Cole Williams and Ethan Elo. And I think that Mr. Gilligan over there at Anselmo Myrna is putting together a team, too. I don't have their full roster, But those 4 teams will be playing each other on Saturday. Games will start at 10 a.m., going to kind of be a round-robin pool play type thing on Saturday. And then they'll have a single elimination tournament on Sunday with games beginning at 10 o'clock Sunday morning. But it's open to the public. Going to be great to see some of these kids. I still call them kids. They're still kids to me, coming back to play, and it'll be a fun time. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, we encourage you to check that out at the Broken Bow High School gym.
Well, the weather's not going to be so great, so that'll be a lot of fun to get inside and watch these athletes compete, see if they've stayed in shape.
They still
The
got
morning
it.
Sandhills Drive never sounded so good.
In the mornings, we don't have to fight over the radio because it's one station.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show.
Good morning, everyone. This is Jim Eberly for Dave Davis Auction Service and Farmers National Company. And I'm going to start with Farmers National Company first. We have a new listing, zone commercial. It's 1 point plus or minus acres right on the edge of town here. It's 1801 South G Street. It's Baxter Welding, LLC. You've got several welders included with the property. I think there's about 8 of them. You got a lathe, two lathes. You got a mill. You got all kinds of grinders, sanders, and band saws, crimper. You got a coil crimp, hydraulic crimper, shop air compressors. You got a forklift in there, plasma cutter, all kinds of equipment that will go with this sale. Also, the shop is 5,000 square feet. It does have an overhead hoist in the shop there itself, goes the full length of the building. And then it has also another little office area separate from the shop area. Then on Dave Davis Auction Service, we have the Gerald Einspar Estate. The first auction is going to be April 22nd, which is Saturday, this coming Saturday. And the second one will be the 29th of April, the following Saturday. Both of them will start at 9 o'clock. The first one is located 4 miles east of Arcadia on Highway 70, or if you're coming from Highway 58 and Highway 70 junction, it's 1 mile west. We're going to try to park the vehicles and stuff because the location of the sale is right on top of the hill. We're going to park people right into that. There's a 75-acre tract of grass. We're going to pull them in off of the highway down below. But anyway, on the farm equipment, you got a 3010 John Deere tractor. You got a Case 930 tractor with a Case loader, bucket, and grapple. You got a Case narrow front tractor with a loader and grapple. You got a Ford TW30 diesel tractor, triple hydraulics with that one. You got an M wide front tractor. You got an Alice Chalmers wide front tractor. You got a little Oliver 88 wide front tractor with an F10 loader. You got a small homemade tractor. You got an 1825 Case skid steer, Case manure spreader. You got a little Heston stack mover. You got a Miskin M 4800 dirt scraper. You got an Alice Chalmers HD10 dozer. You got 2 3-point blades. You got a 3-point fork lift attachment. Vehicles, there's several vehicles. A lot of them aren't running, but there are several that are. You got a 2003 white Dodge 4x4 SLT pickup. You got a 2000 white Cadillac, both running. You got a 1991 Ford F350 four-wheel drive dually flatbed pickup. You've got a 1964 International Scout. Some of these will not sell with titles, folks. They had not put part of them into their name, so they will be selling without titles on some of these vehicles. You got a double axle, 20-foot trailer it is 22-foot with a dovetail. You got a little Bull Mobile gooseneck trailer, no floor or gate in it. You got an enclosed semi-trailer. You got a 1979 Kawasaki 400 motorcycle. You got 2 Honda three-wheelers. You got a 1971 Larson boat and trailer. All kinds of shop equipment. You've got a zero-turn riding lawnmower. It's an Everride. You got a Cub Cadet 107 riding lawnmower. Part of these are for parts, but part of them are running also. A lot of car ramps, gas pump. You got an aluminum toolbox, aluminum extension ladder, cream cans, cream separator, a lot of 2-inch lumber there. Then back on the 29th, we'll go into a little more detail on it next week, but that sale is going to be the following Saturday, Again, it'll start at 9 o'clock. It's farther over east. It's on from the 70 and 58 highway junction. You go a half mile to the east, then a half mile south, on 473 Avenue. But there's a lot of equipment on that auction also. In fact, probably just as much or more than this first auction. But again, the first auction is going to be 4 miles east of Arcadia on Highway 70, right along the highway. Or if you're coming from the 70 and 58 junction, it's a mile west. That will start April 22nd at 9 a.m. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Go, go, go!
On KCNI, KPBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Police in Gaston County, North Carolina are offering a $1,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of a man who allegedly shot 3 of his neighbors, including a 6-year-old girl, after their basketball rolled into his yard.
I couldn't get inside in time, so he shot my daddy in the back.
The child suffered a graze wound to her cheek and needed stitches. At least 2 tornadoes touched down in central Oklahoma last night. CBS's Janet Shamlian with details on Cole.
The tornado that plowed through the community with a population of about 600 decimated houses and property and claimed at least 2 lives.
The Supreme Court's given itself extra time to decide on access to an abortion pill. CBS's Jan Crawford reports.
Just hours before Wednesday's deadline, Justice Samuel Alito announced an extension which keeps the abortion pill mifepristone available nationwide for at least 2 more days.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
In Nebraska news, Governor Jim Pillen announced the statewide burn ban will expire today at 11:59 p.m. The burn ban was originally put in place last week to help reduce the risk of wildfires. The burn ban was reissued on Monday as high winds and dry conditions continued. Last week, several volunteer fire departments and other state agencies battled multiple wildfires in several Nebraska counties. Governor Pillen said that the newly signed executive order, titled 23-07, will shift the authority to waive open burning back to local fire chiefs. That's Nebraska News.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In the NBA playoffs, 3 more Game 2s with the Grizzlies beating the Lakers 103-93, despite the fact that star John Morant did not play for Memphis. All 5 of their starters, though, did score in double digits to even up that series at 1 apiece. Heat did not have superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo. They still beat the Bucks 138-122, thanks to hitting 25 three-pointers to tie an NBA record. That series tied at 1. Nuggets over the Timberwolves 122-113. Jamal Murray 40 points for Denver as they take a 2-0 series lead. NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, we had 4 Game 2s. Panthers beat the Bruins 6-3 to even that series at 1-1. Oilers over the Kings 4-2. That series even at a game apiece. Stars all over the Wild 7-3. That series tied at 1. And the Hurricanes beat the Islanders 4-3 in overtime. Carolina with a 2-0 series advantage. News from Major League Baseball. The Oakland Athletics have signed a binding agreement to purchase land near the Las Vegas Strip with the intent of constructing a $1.5 billion Major League ballpark.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Some rain showers are possible today, otherwise sunny with our high nearing 56. Northwest winds between 20 and 25 and gusting as high as 40. Staying partly cloudy overnight tonight with a low around 28. Westerly winds still between 15 and 25 and gusting as high as 35. Staying sunny and breezy on Friday with a high of 51. Northwest winds between 15 and 30 and gusting as high as 40. Clear skies throughout Friday night with a low of 25. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Kara Foster.
Imagine getting ahead of your irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C by treating it with Linzess. Then you could start proactively managing your constipation with belly pain and get ahead of your symptoms. Talk to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine what could relief from IBS-C mean for you. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
I got to say, we're going to have to.
How do we come on the air after that ad?
We're going to have to send an email or a text or a Twitter to CBS and say, please don't run those ads in the morning during our morning show.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, I know, but they don't have to. 41 degrees outside under a cloudy sky. Winds west-northwest 20 to 35 miles per hour. Barometric pressure continues to rise rapidly this morning at 29.91. Humidity at 63%. Our high yesterday was 68. It was 66 at 5 o'clock yesterday here in Broken Bow and 68 in the 6 o'clock hour. So our high 68, an overnight low of 43, but we're now at 41, so it's actually cooler. Sunset today at 8:23, sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:51. And as we said, a few sprinkles this morning, a trace, and holding at a measly 0.04 of an inch precipitation for the month of April. 41, cloudy and very windy. And we'll take a time out. We'll have some local businesses, so we won't have to hear about indigestion and stomach problems. And we're going to talk to an expert about physical therapy next from Pearson Physical Therapy right after these words.
Ready to get your garden and flower beds going for the season? Make your way to the beautiful Sun Valley Landscaping in Ansley. Chas and her staff have worked hard to offer you a great variety of plants for any space. From vegetables for your garden to hanging baskets for your porch and trees and shrubs as well. Go explore the greenhouse Monday to Saturday 10 to 5 and Sunday noon to 5. Located east of the Fire Hall off Highway 2 in Ansley, Sun Valley Landscaping.
It's a KCNI KBBN radio tradition, and it starts April 25th. Senior salutes are back, our little way of recognizing the amazing seniors in our listening area. Brought to you by local businesses. Listen through May 12th as we salute each and every one of the hardworking seniors by congratulating them and telling you their future plans going forward. Area graduations are happening in the weeks ahead. Congratulate an amazing senior and listen for senior salutes on KCNI KBBN Radio.
Good morning.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
Good morning to you.
8:07, and Andrew is here from Pearson Physical Therapy. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. I want to talk physical therapy, of course, but you're an Anselmo-ite.
I am. I'm an what they call an outlaw. My wife's family tells me, since I'm not from the area, but yeah, I have lived in Anselmo for a while now.
Well, I know enough about your family to know that they have history of living in California at one time.
That's true. That's true. They can't really completely claim it as their own either.
I think they better back off a little bit, Andrew.
That's right. You're right.
Anyway, kind of curious, your experience through the fire and the community, number one, came together like you know they would.
Right.
Everybody helped one another and
right.
Water hauling and all of that sort of thing.
I think, yeah, my experience was kind of on the peripheral. My wife, Jessie, runs the grocery store there in Anselmo now. And so she was pretty active that whole day, Thursday, and then through the night, Thursday night. They were kind of mobilizing and getting food and snacks and everything for the firefighters, and so they were busy. And we were kind of just on the ready. Everything was going kind of northwest away from us. We live northeast of Anselmo. But they kind of just said, this is kind of getting out of control, and keep your heads up. And so we kind of just didn't sleep much that night and just kind of kept up on everything. And about halfway through the night, we got a call and said, hey, it's coming your way now. The wind has switched. And we looked out the window and saw an orange glow above all the hills and trees. And it was like, and then we started having ash rain down on the house. And so it gets your blood pumping a little bit, and you're like, oh, geez, is this really happening? And so it still was a ways from our house. I think it got about 1.5 miles or 2 before they mobilized and got around our way. And, about 20 trucks went by our place in a short amount of time, and pretty soon that glow diminished down, and that was nice. But we we took everything over to our in-laws that live there just outside of Anselmo, or as much as we could, that was reasonable, and got the kids over there, got a few, items that we wanted to keep, and got the dogs over there, and my daughter said we got to get our guinea pigs over there too. So we had to get the guinea pigs over there, and so about the time we got all that, everything had settled a little bit, and that system that front that switched had settled a little bit, and those guys got a chance to get a hold of it. But I've been listening to you guys, and we've been, it's the main topic all week, talking to everybody about their point of view of it, and I have to just echo the same thing that the firefighters and everybody that came together. It's really amazing to see how everybody just, this is something we got to do. This is the whole community, and it doesn't matter if it's just your place or if it's your neighbor's place. It's like everybody works together to try to do whatever they can. It's really humbling to see, honestly.
Yeah, that's got to be a weird feeling, thinking maybe that you're taking your belongings and you might not come back to a home.
Well, so we stuffed some suitcases full of clothes, just like, hey, we have 4 kids. So it's like, okay, here's some stuff for this one, here's some stuff for this one. So we got things stuffed, and then Saturday it was kind of rainy, drizzly up there, and so we thought, okay, I think we can get stuff back in the house and pull them out of the cars, and we dumped all the clothes on the mattress, and I had all the kids come in and said, okay, find what's yours and let's start putting them back away. And my daughter said, Dad, there's a lot of clothes here. Like, how long did you think we were going to be at Grandma's? And I just kind of looked at her like, well, your cousin Kinsley's grandpa lost his house, and
yes.
So Butch is Matt McGinn, and Matt McGinn's granddaughter Kinsley is cousins to our kids.
Okay.
So they spend a lot of time with them, and she just kind of looked at me and was pausing, and it's kind of like this realization, like, oh, we there's a chance we could have lost our house there.
Yeah.
And so thankfully everybody came out, or at least most everybody came out pretty good. So
the wind switch was like what you talked about in favor of some and not others, because I think that's what happened up at Butch's place, and I understand, and I've been talking to Butch. We're kind of friends, and he says, that wind wouldn't have changed, Matt probably would have lost his place. And I talked to Butch on Tuesday, and he gave me a call, and we had a chat, and I just have to admire that half full glass attitude that he has with what happened there.
Yeah.
And of course, we're I have a niece that's in the Cooksley family.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I know they mentioned that if it wouldn't have been for the airplane support, their place would not be there. So there's a lot of not little stories, a lot of big stories that everybody sharing now.
Yeah, and with Jessie being at the store, she's this last few days, she's heard a lot of people coming in and giving their accounts. And then you mentioned like Jolene, and she was talking to Ben the other day, and to hear, it got pretty hairy around their place there. And you mentioned the plane coming in and saving things here. So it's kind of, it's just kind of unnerving a little bit. And, it's your emotions go back and forth. You're humbled, but you're also just like, geez, it was quite something,
It was close.
It was pretty awesome how much those guys just get it done, And
yeah, all the fire departments, all the support behind the fire departments, and it's phenomenal, really. And the heat of that fire in places was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So fighting a fire that dangerous, I was told that one of the firefighters had a little bit longer hair, and when he got done, it was no longer long anymore.
I heard that too.
He'd singed that.
Yeah.
That's how close that came.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
yeah. I think there was a number of times where you heard those guys got, it switched, and they got their whole truck got overcome, and thankfully everybody made it out.
Yeah. All volunteers.
Yeah, that's the part that's kind of crazy, and they're all just such a tight-knit community up there.
Yeah.
And like I said, we've lived there for 10 years now. It'll be June, or this Memorial Weekend is when we moved back in 2013. So we've been up there for 10 years, and I love all the people up there. But there's a difference when you grow up in that area. You can tell those guys that grew up together, and they really have a tight bond up there.
Yeah,
so,
they do.
Yeah,
they're gritty.
They are. Yeah.
They're something else, but what a good group of people.
Yeah.
So let's move now over to the physical therapy side. There might be some sore backs and legs and so forth out there. That's got to be about one of the hardest working situations that you could have for firemen and volunteers and
I
so
would think
forth?
so, yeah. I would think so, yeah. Yeah, and that's something, a lot of times those things on our end of things come down the road a little bit, a few weeks or even months down the road, where people come to us and say, hey, this, we start to peel back what's going on, and you get some history, and sometimes those are events that happened in the past. Because we're seeing people now that have had falls in the winter from the icy, snowy conditions, and now they're like, well, I was kind of hoping it would go away, but it's hanging around. I have a couple of shoulders right now where people fell, and so we're helping with that. That's kind of how those go. Is that and that's kind of human nature, and I think everybody does it. You're like, well, let's just give it a few weeks and see if it'll get better on its own, and then if it doesn't, then you come seek some help, and that's where we can help out there to try to get things back in working order.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of folks, like all of us, who had a shoulder injury back many years ago and decided, I can deal with it, I can get by with it, and sooner or later it catches up with them too, or a knee or whatever the case may be.
That's right. Yeah, and again, we ask a lot of those. I like to just try to get as much of an overview when I work with especially a new person. What's the history of everything that, not everything, but a lot of the key things that you've experienced physical, even if it's been back to like high school or something like that, because it might be something that they forgot. I'll even ask them the first day we talk, and they'll come back, the next day or so, the next visit, and they'll say, I was thinking about that, and I had this car accident back when yada yada or whatever. And so it starts to play out, and it gets a better sense of making connections, and why things have developed they have, because some of these things come on and people say, well, I haven't done anything different, I haven't had an injury right now, and then all of a sudden I woke up and this hurts or that hurts, or I can't raise my arm or whatever. And so it helps to make it more, I guess, put it in perspective, and to have a little better sense of where we're going to go with it if we know where it came from, kind of thing. Yeah.
There's probably something you had on your mind today that you wanted to talk about specifically, and we might want to dive into that.
Well, I came with a couple ideas.
Okay.
Because you never know where the conversation's going to go. I was going to say on the way, my kids like to listen to you guys on the way. So I drive my kids to school. They go to Anselmo Myrna, and they just wanted to say that they listen to you guys. So it used to be we get in the car and they're like, Dad, switch it. We want to listen to music, and they're like, these guys just talk all the time.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So, and then this year, actually, like the last few months, they're like, turn it to those guys. We want to listen, because they like hearing about that, all the things you talk about, and whenever they hear because your intro music comes on right about when we go by Anderson's, you get in a routine.
Yeah, sure.
And right when we go by Anderson's elevator up there, your intro music comes on, and they're like, oh, these guys are coming on. So, so anyway,
nice.
I asked them, I said, is there anything you want me to talk about? And they were like, what? No, I don't know. And, so anyway, I just want to mention, though, that they liked listening to you guys.
Well, that's, having young people want to listen to the show is a thrill for us. And yes, we do talk a lot. and a lot of it is just chitter chatter. But when we have guests in, then we like to highlight what the guests are here for.
Well, that's what I said. I said, you guys, I'm going to go talk to those guys in just a little bit after I drop you off. And they said, why? And I said, well, I'm going to go talk about physical therapy things. And then anyway,
then they go.
So I said, what should I talk about? And they're like, I don't know,
Well, that's tell them hi for us.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
But what I was going to bring, just nothing too crazy, but we always get people in that come with conditions that they're like, well, the doctor sent me, and I don't really know what you're going to do for me, because there's a few things out there that we see that maybe people don't realize that physical therapy sees. And so I thought I'd talk about a couple, and one is dizziness, and one is headaches. And so those are things that you don't necessarily, well, I better go see the physical therapist because I'm dizzy or I got a headache. You don't necessarily make that connection. And I would say, by all means, go see your doctor first if that's something new that you're developing and you're not used to that. I mean, there might be something else going on that you need to get screened out for medically. But those not quite often come to us, because thankfully the physicians know that we can help with those conditions. The dizziness can be a couple of things that we can see. One is there's some vestibular dysfunction. So the vestibular system is part of your inner ear system. And I've taken some courses over the last couple of years to try to better assess that and come up with plans for that. The one that probably the people have heard around the most is like, well, I got these crystals floating around on my ear. And so that's a common one. It's called BPPV, which stands for benign positional proximal vertigo. So the benign means it's not serious, it's not like life-threatening or anything. Proximal means that it's transient. Asthma is a proximal condition, so it comes and goes depending on the scenario. And then positional has to do with your head position, so it's a gravity dependent. So a lot of times if you're laying down and you get up, or you roll over, or you look up to work on something above your head, those are things where the position of your head is going to shift what's going on in your inner ear. So these little crystals that get dislodged in your ear, and it's more common as you get older to have that happen, just kind of a degenerative case, but it can be from trauma too. But anyway, it creates a reactive dizziness incident that just lasts for a few seconds usually. But that's something we can screen for. We can come up with potentially a maneuver to get those crystals out of where they're not supposed to be and back where they're supposed to be. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of like one of these games where you have marbles and you're holding it and you're shifting it around to try to get the marbles from one place to the other in the game. It's really kind of the same thing in your ear. You just have to know the orientation of these canals in your ear, and you turn your head and maneuver your body so that you get these crystals to come out of the area where they're not supposed to be. So that's one, and it's kind of an interesting one. Again, you have to just kind of get a history of what the pattern is. There are a couple other inner ear things that can give you dizziness too that we can help with. The other thing that I've honestly kind of stumbled onto over the last 5 or 6 years is that neck dysfunction can give you dizziness too, and that's not something necessarily that gets learned about out there or taught about. And so we would always just screen for people's necks, because a lot of times when they're dizziness, they're holding themselves in a guarded position. They're kind of cautious, and so then we would loosen up their necks too, and almost always they would get better with that. And so we started to explore that more, and you can in some cases find an exact place, like a trigger point or a spasm, that recreates the dizziness. It's very interesting. Sometimes when you have these, you'll find the spot, and I can feel it feels like a marble in there, and you put your finger on it and push it a little bit, and they're like, that's it, that's my dizziness, you just made it happen. I said, that's exactly your dizziness, and they're like, yeah. And then you take the pressure off and it goes away, and you put the pressure on and it comes on. So that's not necessarily the case every time, but it's sure nice to find that. And they're like, wow. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome that we found that. And they're like, really? I'm like, well, all I did was push on a muscle, and we made your dizziness happen. We took it away, and it went away. So we know that there's nothing like seriously wrong in your head, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so we can work on muscles. That's what we do, and loosen those up pretty easy. So working on the cervical area is pretty easy to do, really, and to help people who have quite a bit of trouble. So the other thing, you know, going along with the cervical dysfunction, is that you can get headaches from those same kind of things too. So I kind of think it has to do with the proximity of your head and all your sort of your sense system up around your head, is that the neck feeds right into that. And so you'll find some of these same trigger points, spasms in your neck, and they'll give you headaches too. So it can kind of be a combination of the dizziness and unsteadiness and headaches. And you'll have a lot of people that come in and say, yeah, I mean, my neck's tight and sore all the time, and I feel like I got to crack it all the time. But the headaches is different. That's something different. I've had that, you know, forever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but once we start working on it, we actually find that they get better. And so it's a neat process, especially with people who've had it maybe for, you know, many, many years off and on having headaches, and you'll get them down to where, you know, hopefully you get 0 headaches, but a lot of times it'll be down to a very small percentage or just very infrequently. I've had a couple of people. You mentioned the history thing, is you might have somebody who has a history of a motor vehicle accident, like a whiplash, or around here you get people who get kicked by a cow or a bull,
Yes.
or come off a horse or have an ATV accident. And so you can kind of imagine you get neck whiplash kind of things pretty easy from all those scenarios too. And those might be something that happened a decade ago or something. And they're like, I've had this headache that's been hanging around for years kind of a thing. And you get to working on it, and it potentially can be really significant improvements in how well you can cut back on those symptoms. So those are a couple of neat cases. That the other scenario there with headaches that isn't traumatic related would be postural stress things. So people that sit in front of computers for many hours and are static, a lot of times they get that kind of rounded forward head, forward shoulders position, and that puts a lot of strain on the neck. And so that's something that can kind of just come on gradually over time and build. And so that gets into more postural restoration, I guess, if you want to use a term to try to get you back into a better position. And of course, since we're physical therapists, other than just working on those muscle areas, we want to sort of rebuild your muscular structure and get you back in shape and get you in a better position. So we always have a series of exercises to try to help with everything, being back in better working order. I always tell people, I said, you have a knot there that's in an angry state and has been that way for a long time. If we can just get the knot to turn back into a normal muscle to where it contracts, relax, and goes through those normal cycles, then it doesn't have time to be angry anymore. It's just doing its job on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. And I think that helps a lot to get people to realize, I need to keep working on this on a regular basis.
Andrew, I got to believe there's a whole bunch of people out there that are going, you know what? I have that same problem.
Usually you start talking about this and people start sitting up in their seats and like correcting themselves.
Yeah. or the part, like where you have that knot. There's also, I think, you got to have blood going to your head, right?
Yeah.
If you're out of line, you can actually pinch that blood flow.
You can, yeah. So I would say, in therapy, we do a lot of exercises for reconditioning and stretching, and different terms get thrown around. And honestly, the thing that I think is the biggest deal with most everything we do is to try to feed into your own body's system of recovery. And so whether we're doing hands-on stuff, ultrasound, electrical, the dry needling stuff, exercises, it's all trying to get your body back into as much of a normal functioning state as possible, because your body is the best thing at taking care of business. And so that's the biggest thing you mentioned, is that blood flow and oxygen, getting into areas that are dysfunctional, helps right away to get everything kind of in a much better state. And then it becomes, okay, what are the things that you need, your particular individual situation, as far as like how do we get you to continue to get better and stay better, once you get things feeling a little bit better. Because everybody's kind of had, you get a little massage and you feel better for a few hours, and then you get right back into the same thing. So that's the next step that I think physical therapy takes beyond those kind of like, it's only going to last a little while and feel good for a little while, is to try to get to where you're self-sustained and feeling good for, and can do the things yourself. So,
all right. Well, that's interesting. And again, I think a lot of people out there might be interested in talking to you. Of course, you're located out here on Highway 2 on the west end of town. And what are your hours?
It varies a little bit. Most Monday, Wednesday, Friday we're 8 to 5, and then Tuesday, Thursday we're open till 6 or 7, depending on the day, depending on how busy we are and the staffing. But those are the days we're open to kind of help accommodate people who can't come till after work. So yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays till, we'll take the last appointment at 6 o'clock if need be. So yeah,
a website that's pretty active and folks can take a look at that.
Yeah, and Sarah Cooksley, who came in for a bunch, she still, even though she's moved to Colorado, she still helps out.
Oh, that's great.
Kind of on a part-time basis, helping with some of those behind the scenes things. So
that's good. Something to keep her out of trouble with. The thing.
I think she's kind of a busybody. She needs something to work on.
She needs to know what's going on here too.
That's right.
Well, Andrew, thanks a lot. Thanks for the kind of update on your experience with the Anselmo fire, and then of course, we were just talking about one aspect of what you guys do. So
yeah.
Come back, all right?
Yeah, no problem. Sure.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. We'll be right back after these words.
Happy spring from all of us at Beau Bouderie. It's time to get to work in this beautiful weather, so we've marked $30 off of work boots. The brands include Red Wing, Wolverine, Steel Blue, Twisted X Work, Skechers Work, and Tony Lama Work. New leather on your feet for spring? What a new season treat! Come shop and save $30 on a pair of work boots at Beau Bouderie on the Square in Broken Bow.
Shop great prices like these and many more at Gary's Superfoods in Broken Bow. In the meat department, save on USDA choice boneless beef arm roasts, just $4.99 a pound. Chairman's Reserve family packs of boneless pork sirloin chops are $2.39 a pound. Red, yellow, and orange bell peppers are 5 for $5, or pick up Frito-Lay Doritos or Sun Chips, 2 for $8. Gary's Superfoods, proud to serve you on South B Street in Broken Bow, online at GarySuperfoods.com.
It's 8:30. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. We appreciate that each and every day. Before we close the show today, we're going to be giving away a ticket or two to the Donkey Basketball, which is coming up. This is a fundraiser for the students, Anselmo Myrna students, who are going to be going to Washington, D.C. and New York City. It's also a fundraiser for the fire departments of Anselmo Myrna as well. And when's that coming up again, Brent?
The 25th?
25th.
Tuesday, I think.
Yep, I think we have a sheet around here somewhere. I thought maybe you had it.
No, I'm sorry, I don't. I'm pretty sure it's 25th. I think it's next Tuesday.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday. And they're going to have a pasta dinner ahead of that.
Uh-huh.
And take it in. Should be a lot of fun.
Yes, it will be.
So we'll be giving tickets away before we close the show today, as long as I don't forget. I'll put it right up there, right in front of me, so I will forget it.
Sometimes that's the way it works.
Yeah. Senior Salutes coming up next Tuesday as well. And we'll be featuring Ansley and Litchfield on KCNI on Tuesday. Anselmo Myrna students, graduates, on Tuesday as well on KBBN. Then we'll switch that around on Wednesday of next week. Anselmo Myrna on KCNI, Ansley Litchfield on KBBN. Then we'll go to SEM and Sargent on Thursday and Friday. So Senior Salutes getting underway next week. Real quick, too, we want to tell you that you've got about half a day here now to hit the Jenny M. Melham Hospital Auxiliary Rummage Sale. Today is the last day for sales, and they'll go until about 1 o'clock today. And then they'll start cleaning up things, and volunteers would be appreciated if you'd like to stop by and see if you can help unload everything out of the municipal building this afternoon. I know they'd appreciate that, but they're going to have the sales going until 1 o'clock today at the annual Hospital Auxiliary Sale taking place at the municipal building here in Broken Bow.
Here's a job opportunity for you that you can find on sandhillsexpress.com. Just go to the employment page. Looking for a client services representative at Universal Insurance, their Broken Bow office. Looking for a job with perks you thought you could only dream of? Well, you might find that at Universal Insurance of Broken Bow. They've got those perks: 12 paid holidays, 100% employer-paid, employee-only health insurance, and a 401k with employer match. Some of the benefits you'll get through Universal Insurance Agency. Now, this job is Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. You can apply for it on the Careers tab of gtagroup.com. Universal Insurance Agency is a division of GTA Insurance Group. And again, you can find out more by going to sandhillsexpress.com. Just click on the employment page.
All right, we'll take a quick time out. Our next guest will be in the studio right after these words.
Geared for Sports is there for you on the west side of the square in Broken Bow when you're gearing up for your sports endeavors, including those upcoming spring sports. From head to toe, if you need it, they have you covered. Visiting them and don't see what you're searching for? Make sure you talk to Scott. He'll do what he can to get it for you. Geared for Sports, always ready to go the extra distance for their customers. West side of the square in Broken Bow.
Huge sales are coming all throughout the month at RT Ace Hardware in Broken Bow. Many of these require being an Ace Rewards member, but the cool part is it's super quick to sign up. You can do it in-store and it's completely free. Visit Ace Hardware throughout the month to save on various Miracle-Gro products, Roundup products, Scott's mulches, and Whitney Farms organic raised bed mixes. Dates vary, so check back often at RT Ace Hardware in Broken Bow.
All right, Ryan Anderson is here from the Garden Center here in Broken Bow, Nebraska, and Ryan is taking time here to visit with us because he wants you to come into the store, but I know it's hard for you to take time to come in here because you're so darn busy getting ready for spring, right?
Yeah, it's been last couple weeks have been pretty busy. So,
got a sore back or anything from lifting and doing all that stuff?
Not too bad.
Well,
no.
that's because you're in shape. That's
don't
disgusting, don't you think, Brent?
Kinda.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm in shape. But.
Well, you lift rock, you do all this stuff, you move everything. You're used to physical labor. Radio guys are wimps, wimps. But we're gonna go ahead and get ready and get out and do some planting and was digging around in the yard just a little bit yesterday. The grass is getting a little bit greener, and I imagine we're going to want to start pouring some water to it. But let's start there, Ryan. We'll probably want to get the right fertilizer and applications on here this time of year as well.
Yeah, I think it's things starting to warm up. Things are starting to germinate, so maybe seeing a few weeds here coming up. So as far as lawn fertilizers go, we have for all seasons, and that's going to be your pre-emergence and on the weeds and crabgrass and stuff like that. It's probably time to get that down, and it'd be nice to catch a rain because that stuff needs watered in.
Yeah.
Other than running, sprinklers, but it is a granular product. If you don't have a spreader, we have a spreader, and you can borrow that and get it applied. So the main thing is to kind of know your square footage when you come in, and we can get you set up with that. And then once the weeds start appearing, it's a little bit late for the pre-emergent, so we switch over to more of a weed and feed type of product, and that's the weed out. And that's also granular, needs watered in. So,
okay,
yeah.
Is there any rules, regulations? Now, like, say if I came in and got some dry fertilizer and a weed killer, and I got the applicator, do I have to run it, or could my neighbor run it?
I think your neighbor could probably run it for you.
I think that would be so nice if the neighbor would come over and spread that fertilizer for you.
Yep.
That way I could be dragging out the hose. The neighbor could be fertilizing, and we could work as a team.
You got a neighbor that do that for you?
Well, that's the question.
Silence.
My silence says it all, doesn't it, Ryan? Hey, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Not to change subjects, but talk a little bit about everything you've got from the landscaping side of things. I know you got mulch, but you got rock and things too, right? To
Correct.
Make everything look nice.
Yep. So, yeah, we actually brought in some new mulch this year, the colored mulch. It's a nice shredded 100% hardwood mulch, colored red, brown, and black. 2 cubic foot bags on that. We also still have the shredded cedar bark mulch that we've carried for several years. I still think that's a superior product. You apply it and it doesn't blow away like some of the others do in the wind and
That's a
whatnot.
big deal around here.
Yeah. Yeah. And then as far as rock goes, we have washed mud rock, washed river rock, and pea gravel, different sizes in the bags. And then we also carry some washed river rock in bulk. We'll load that up for you. We also have bulk cedar mulch in the pile out behind, and it's instead of the bark, it's the whole tree. So
that's pretty nice too. You load it up on a trailer and
yep.
Don't just pull up and get out the shovel and with the rock and that sort of thing as well. For older guys, that's a little tough. But for younger neighbors, that would be nice if they come over and, do a little scooping for you.
You might rely on your neighbors a little bit too much.
See, I agree with that. Expects way too much out of them, I'll guarantee you that.
Well, I'd come over and sweep your walk for you.
I tell you what, you know what? Let's talk about me being a good neighbor. Be nice if the neighbor had some really nice patio furniture out on his deck in the backyard there where the neighbor could just come over with a beverage and just sit and visit with his neighbor instead of actually do manual labor.
Well, if I could put that on the patio like that, I would have you over, but it would be by invitation only.
But I know you got some nice patio furniture to set in, don't you?
Yeah. We got an area fixed up outside with some of that on display, and got some stuff in stock, more coming, a lot of what we do there is order taking. Takes about probably 4 to 6 weeks to get, but if we don't have the specific color or whatever, we kind of try to keep some neutral stuff in stock and kind of what sells best. But come try it out and sit in it. We think it's pretty comfortable stuff.
It's comfortable, and here's the other part. It lasts for a long, long time, if not forever.
Yep.
And you mentioned the wind, or we're talking about the wind blowing. You look out and your patio furniture's at the other end of the yard. Sometimes it doesn't come out so well from that, but this is real durable, and it's made out of recycled plastic, right?
Correct. Yep. It's stainless steel components. So I know last week when we had those south winds, and I seen gusts on the phone up to 55, 60 mile an hour gust. We have a south facing patio, and you come home and everything's where it was when you left, and
which is unusual.
Yeah.
With that kind of wind.
Yeah.
Shows you it's pretty heavy and durable if it did tip over.
Yeah.
And I know you're excited about that. You got to be excited too about just on the brink of people coming in and swarming the greenhouse and checking out all of the garden varieties that you have to plant, and soon flowers and hanging plants and all of the things that spring brings.
Yeah. Yep. If anybody follows our Facebook page, I know people do, but yesterday, let me back up. Monday, I was gone getting hanging baskets and stuff. My wife called and said that a truck that we wasn't expecting showed up, and so the greenhouse is full now.
Okay.
And I posted yesterday. It's so fun to walk in there and open the double doors, and the smell in the mornings, all the vibrant colors and everything. So we're full with flowers, bedding plants, everything like that. Hanging baskets, you just got to realize if you're getting that stuff now, you kind of got to watch the overnight temperatures, and I think coming up we have 3 or 4 days and freezing, so you got to either bring them in and kind of protect them that way. But I've had several people just come in and
just want to enjoy
get some
that
therapy. Yep.
And of course you added a greenhouse last year.
Last year was the first year we used it.
So you have even more inventory and space. What about trees? Where are you at on trees right now?
We've had a couple loads of trees come in. We have some really nice looking peach trees right now. Then we have apple, pear, cherry, plum, and different varieties of each of those. We also have had some of our deciduous or shade trees come in. Maples, lindens, weeping willows, a couple others I'm forgetting there, but honey locust, I guess. So we still have a couple shipments of that coming in yet. Probably later in April, first part of May.
Okay.
For a lot of our shrubs and that sort of things, but we have some in now. But
back in the greenhouse, you have all sorts of things people plant in gardens, but the king is kind of tomatoes. Seems like people, if they don't have anything else, they want tomatoes, along with all the other things they plant. And some people, plant a few things, but almost always tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
How you going to hold up for supply this year for tomatoes? What do you think?
It looks. I have no.
Looking good.
No doubt that we'll have
plenty.
Okay. Right now the shelves are full. There's probably there's over 25 varieties back there.
I was going to ask you. Yeah.
We have heirlooms, slicers, cherry tomatoes. There's a new variety this year, watermelon cherry.
Really?
Of course. Yeah, just about every. Not every variety, of course, but there's several. You got your paste tomatoes and everything. But if you come in now, you'll see that those shelves are full. So we have singles and 4-packs in those, and some 6-packs, but the majority is singles and 4-packs. So the other big item back there is peppers. We got hot, sweet, a couple new varieties that the grower came out with this year. Kind of excited for. I'm not even going to say the name of it because I'll butcher it, but we've had a guy come in the last couple of years from out of the area. He comes to visit family here, and he goes, "You got to get these peppers." And he even brought us one last year to try, and this year our grower came out with that. So I'm kind of excited when when he comes in, I remember him, and but everything from mild to hot, the Carolina Reapers, and there's a whole lot of peppers back there to choose from too. So,
well, since the greenhouse is packed full, how many hours a day do you have to work on maintaining and watering and doing all of the things to keep them going? Or do you even know?
I mean, we kind of catch ourselves coming and going.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I couldn't put an hours on it. So
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did our hanging baskets this year. Anybody that's been in there kind of over the wintertime have seen these things hanging on our rails, and I put up a watering system for those. And so when I got the hanging baskets put up the other day, I went over and turned on about 6 valves, and it was nice to know that all the water baskets are getting watered instead of having to go along
and do that
and water each one individually. But
well, I know you try very hard to keep everything healthy, and when they walk out, they're getting a healthy plant, and I'm sure that that takes a lot of time, and I think people appreciate it. And we're all anxious to get going. As you said, we have some freezing weather yet. It's mid-April, a little past, so before you know it, man, that's gonna start going out the door in a big way.
Yeah.
What are your hours?
We're running 7 days a week right now. It's Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5:30 during the week, I guess. Saturday's kind of 10 to 4, or whenever the last person leaves.
Okay.
So, and then Sunday we're open 11 to 4. So,
all right. Block south off of Highway 2. Easy way to get there is turn at the dollar store, I guess, now. Right?
Yep. Dollar General, go block south, 2 blocks back to the west. So
you mentioned Facebook. You always keep up on that. People can kind of keep up to speed on what's going on there. I know you guys are real good about that. Anything that you wanted to mention that we didn't talk about this morning?
I think we covered quite a lot of it.
Okay,
so
good. And there's more, folks.
Yeah, there's house plants, pottery.
Yeah, and all the supplies to go along with keeping your plants healthy and getting them planted, and the starters and all of that sort of thing. Later on, hopefully we won't have any, but we know we'll probably need some bug control and that sort of thing, and you're up for that as well.
Yep, we try to have answers to local problems, I guess.
Yeah.
And, do a lot of that. So
okay, Ryan Anderson, the Garden Center, year-round garden center, by the way, which is not the norm. So it's great to have a garden center that's open year-round, but especially this time of year, 7 days a week for your convenience. So on the weekends, if you can't get down to the store during the week, you've got the weekends to do it, and I know that people appreciate that. Ryan, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll take a quick time out with these words.
Varney Health Mart in downtown Broken Bow has new hours that start on May 1st. New hours will be Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, with the drive-up open 8:30 until 5. Saturday hours will be 8:30 to 12:30 with no drive-up hours. They will be closed on Sundays. Varney Health Mart looks forward to helping you with your prescriptions, over-the-counter items, or gift shopping. Varney Health Mart in Broken Bow. New hours starting May 1st. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
What's better than free? Nothing. Free is the best, and Bruning Bank has the perfect account for students and young adults getting started. With Bruning Bank's free checking account, you get all the perks with no pressure, no monthly service fees, no minimum balance, and you have access to online banking, bill pay, and mobile banking, and all services are mobile banking offers. Are you ready to get started with better banking? Visit us in person, online at bruningbank.com, or give us a call at 308-872-2757. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
Wake up to the best.
I never miss a morning.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show.
Jackson Browne's most popular song that he ever released, Somebody's Baby. And he actually released it first to be a part of a movie, and it's his biggest radio hit. Little history there for you. You're listening to The Breakfast Show. Matt is here. How you doing, Matt?
Not too bad.
Well, how's things at Subway?
Getting better.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Subway in Broken Bow, and you also, we were talking off the air, have Subway in Holdridge as well.
Correct.
And you do all kinds of maintenance. You know, I was thinking about maybe working on putting a bathroom in the basement. Are you interested in helping with that?
Pay cash?
Cash? Yeah. That could be a problem for me to pay cash because you got to have cash to pay it, right? No, it's good to have you along. I'm glad things are getting better at Subway. Still looking for a little bit of help?
Yes, we are. We're still looking for some night help. Pretty stocked on days, but you never know. We might have a small opening for day shift. But, yeah, we're looking for night help, part-time and full-time.
All right. And talk a little bit about I don't remember the hourly rate, but I know that tips are a big part of this, too.
Right. The hourly rate depends on you.
Sure.
We start people at a certain wage depending on their age or experience. And then when you come into work, and if you are one that wants to sit on your phone, lean against a counter, you're not likely to get a raise after 30 days.
Just being honest about it.
Just being
right?
honest. I'm a blunt person. I don't sugarcoat anything.
When you say experience, I have experience making sandwiches in the kitchen. A couple of pieces of bread, put on some Miracle Whip, and maybe some, whatever I want on it. Is that experience?
That is not experience.
That's not the experience you're talking about.
No, we want somebody that's dealt with fast food and quick with their hands.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
And I think, weren't you in on the one where you went into Subway and made sandwiches?
Dave and I were there one morning. Yes, and we made a sandwich, or attempted to. I had a blast, by the way.
Right. It was more difficult than what you think.
But yes, indeed. The thing that bothered me, one of your wonderful employees was watching me and was not impressed.
No.
and the way I was doing things. Of course, we were trying to have some fun at the same time. But I can still see her reaction to me. It was just driving her crazy.
Oh, yeah.
That we weren't doing things the correct way. And to me, that told me something about your staff.
Yeah, they
and
care.
Exactly. And that impressed me.
Right. I got a old lady that's been working for me for over 15 years in Holdridge. And if I'm not there, I don't have to worry about anything because I know she'll get on everybody if they're not doing it right.
Yeah. Because there's a process to it. I mean, there are steps, and that's why you take them through the training to teach them how to do it.
Right, and we're doing a lot of coaching right now. I'm trying to break employees of putting the bacon underneath the cheese. Is my big thing right now is when you put bacon underneath the cheese and you throw it in the toaster oven, the cheese melts over the bacon, but it doesn't cook the bacon.
Oh.
Like it would if the bacon was on top of the cheese.
Okay.
There's a little tip right there that it's worth remembering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, the bacon gets a little bit more crisp when you put it on top. So that's one of the things we're all working on, and then plus portioning controls. Because if you put too much on, you can't close the sandwich, and then it just looks like a salad on a bun.
Yeah.
Well, and the number of different sandwiches that you offer, you have to be a person who can learn pretty quickly and remember what to do for each particular sandwich and do it quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have cheat sheets that help us. They're all along that glass right there. We have like a 3-inch strip that we can try to stare into and read. And yeah.
Plus, at that time, you're looking at the suggested ingredients, and you ask the customer what they want, and you have to combine that as you're making the sandwich.
Right.
I don't think I could do it. I really don't, because you got to be a multitasker to be able to do that.
Yeah, you really have to learn to budget your time.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. Plus, putting the bread and getting it heated up, and maybe running to the back room to get something that you're out of.
Yep.
That's all high-speed stuff, especially when it's busy during the lunch times.
Yeah, my employees call me the Tasmanian Devil because I'm all over the place. I never slow down.
Yeah. Well, you're a good example because that's what they kind of need to emulate, right?
Right.
Yeah. So if you're wanting a job that's fast-paced and challenging and rewarding, Subway.
Yeah. And plus, in the future, we're looking at having a lot of benefits at Subway. I'm taking over as of, I think, next month on the 5th of May. So I will be the only owner, and yeah.
Full control of Holdridge and Broken Bow.
Right.
All right. And Lloyd is just going to take it easy now and sit by the pool?
Yeah, probably.
All right. Or he's been doing that anyway.
Right, he's been doing that anyways. We all know that.
So that now that you're full owner, can you bring back the caramel apple cookie?
I cannot.
Rats.
There's with being a franchise, I am given what I am allowed to have.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I don't like, but the only thing that's nice about that is they control the costs of the food that comes into the store.
Mm.
So, like, Subway has a huge buying power because there's so many locations.
Yeah, and quality.
Yeah.
They demand quality.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the meat slicers, I guess, are getting ahead of schedule, so we might see them here within the next couple months.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Exciting times for you, Matt.
Yeah, it is.
That's cool. You brought some notes, but you forgot your glasses. Do you?
I can. As long as I have them about 2 foot away, I can read.
If you're not on Facebook, you can see Matt. So yeah, he's about 2 to 3 foot away. So
Yep.
What's on your notes?
We have new sandwiches that rolled out. The new ones are the Teriyaki Blitz, the All Pro Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki, Elite Chicken Bacon Ranch, Hot Shot Italiano, and the Ultimate BMT. Oh, there's more. Pickleball Club is another one.
Yeah, you mentioned that on the phone the other day. Pickleball Club. That sounds like an interesting sandwich.
It's got ham, American cheese, bacon, lettuce, tomato, pickle, onion, and honey mustard.
That
Toasted.
sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Especially going
Yeah.
into spring.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these sandwiches are here right now and will be determined whether they're permanent or not, or do you
Right.
know? Yeah, okay.
We started them, we're not actually supposed to start them for another week. We started them a week early to do a soft open on them so that way the employees can start getting familiar with them before all the commercials get pushed down everybody's
Yeah.
throat. And then they get bombarded, and
Yeah.
this way they get a little experience making them before the commercials roll out.
Well, and that's another thing about what we're talking about with the employees. There's something kind of new every month or so
Right.
that they have to learn.
And we have a course every month. When we have a new window, is everybody's got to take a course online. It takes 10 to 15 minutes. Learn about all the new sandwiches and whatever else they're changing.
Yeah. All right. Well, some good jobs open at Broken Bow and good food available. Anything else you wanted to highlight?
Come on and see us on this windy day again.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to pay any attention to the spring Husker game?
If I'm not working.
Yeah.
That's my problem now is with the new job, I will be working a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus you're crazy enough to do some other things besides own 2 stores and keep them going.
Yeah, I took 2 other jobs, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can't explain that to our listeners why you do that, but it's your choice.
I like vehicles. I like toys.
Well, and you should be able to. If you the problem is, you might be able to buy them, but are you going to find any time to use them? Right?
Oh, I always find
You'll make time.
I'll make time.
All right. Well, that's exciting, folks. Matt's been in this food business for a long, long time. I don't know how long.
31 years this fall with Subway.
All right, and I hope you don't mind me mentioning that you had some health scares a few years ago and got through cancer, and are doing well. And now you're going to own both stores.
Right. And I started off as an employee. I walked in one day and applied for a job, got a job as a closer, and I've worked my way up to owner.
That's fantastic. That's a great story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
It's good to have you in. Thanks for coming in person.
Yeah, it's been kind of hard to get up here lately, so yeah.
All right. And Subway, before we close, full steam ahead on hours, back to the normal hours.
Yes, we are open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Saturday and Sunday.
All right, right here in Broken Bow. Thanks. We'll catch up on some news next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go on KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. SpaceX has just called a hold as it aims to launch its first test flight of the largest, most powerful rocket, Starship, in South Texas. It could pave the way for humans to return to the moon as early as 2025 and one day to Mars. There is a 1-hour launch window. A 16-year-old girl and her mother in Gaston County, North Carolina, grazed by bullets. Her father wounded in the back when a neighbor allegedly fired at them. This neighbor was a witness.
They were playing basketball here, and a ball had rolled down that way and had rolled into their yard, and they went to go get it.
Police searching for the suspect. A protest in Akron, Ohio. The mother and sister of a black man shot to death by police during an attempted traffic stop led demonstrators through the streets after a grand jury decided against indicting the officers.
I stand for justice for Akron, and I stand for justice for Jalen. Say his name, Jalen Walker. Power to the people.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In the NBA playoffs, 3 more Game 2s with the Grizzlies beating the Lakers 103-93, despite the fact that star John Morant did not play for Memphis. All 5 of their starters, though, did score in double digits to even up that series at 1 apiece. Heat did not have superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo. They still beat the Bucks 138-122, thanks to hitting 25 three-pointers to tie an NBA record. That series tied at 1. Nuggets over the Timberwolves 122-113. Jamal Murray 40 points for Denver as they take a 2-0 series lead. NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, we had 4 Game 2s. Panthers beat the Bruins 6-3 to even that series at 1-1. Oilers over the Kings 4-2. That series even at a game apiece. Stars all over the Wild 7-3. That series tied at 1. And the Hurricanes beat the Islanders 4-3 in overtime. Carolina with a 2-0 series advantage. News from Major League Baseball. The Oakland Athletics have signed a binding agreement to purchase land near the Las Vegas Strip with the intent of constructing a $1.5 billion Major League ballpark.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Some rain showers are possible today, otherwise sunny with our high nearing 56. Northwest winds between 20 and 25 and gusting as high as 40. Staying partly cloudy overnight tonight with a low around 28. Westerly winds still between 15 and 25 and gusting as high as 35. Staying sunny and breezy on Friday with a high of 51. Northwest winds between 15 and 30 and gusting as high as 40. Clear skies throughout Friday night with a low of 25. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Kara Foster.
Hi, this is Dr. Jency Ross. Summer will be here before we know it, which means right now is the time to get your kids' eye exams scheduled. Don't wait, as appointments do fill up fast. We don't need a study to be conducted to know that sharp vision in the classroom is important. Dr. Sanger and myself are here to make sure you and your family are seeing 20/20. Remember, all kindergartners need checks completed. We'll see you soon at Prairie Eye Care on the Square in Broken Bow.
Yes, we do have availability. Those dates for how many guests?
Andrea's Boutique Hotel is the destination to tie the knot.
Oh, you want the whole property?
She needs an assistant to catch the bookings bouquets.
249 guests, huh? Oh, and 3 dogs.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Guys, fellas, men, are you Roman ready for the weekend? Right now, generic Viagra, aka Sildenafil, is just $4 per dose at Roman. Just complete a free online visit with a U.S. licensed healthcare professional. If medication is appropriate, Roman sends what you need in discreet packaging with 2-day shipping. Generic Viagra from $4 at Roman. Go to ro.co/bed. Do it today and get 20% off your entire first order. That's ro.co/bed.
Well, first we have stomach problems.
That's BED.
and then we 8 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock, 41 degrees outside. We'll call it mostly cloudy. It's definitely windy today and going to be windy. Now, I did read a Nebraska story you heard earlier that the governor has lifted the statewide burning ban as of midnight tonight, basically. And then it's going to be up to the local fire chiefs. It'll go back to their authority. I think I'm safe in saying with the forecast the way it is, unless we get rain with the winds and the conditions out there, maybe just wait and not put a burden on our fire guys out there and make them make a decision about burning. I just can't imagine that it's a good idea right now. And I think we all know how much trouble it is and how the cost of having fires uncontrolled are. So, especially after the recent wildfires. So, again, that statewide ban is lifted at midnight tonight, and it goes to the local fire chiefs. But I would think just common sense would tell us until the wind goes down and we get some rain, it's just not a good idea. So that's just a old thought from an old DJ on the breakfast show.
There you go.
So I'd like to talk a little bit about some other things for a moment.
Okay. I got a job opportunity for you. Will that work? That's another thing.
You think I'm looking for a job?
Well, I don't know.
Well, tell me about it.
Well, Matt just walked out of here. He's got like 7 jobs.
I know it.
So to keep up with him, here you go. Subcon Incorporated is the world's leading manufacturer of underwater electrical connectors, and they're now hiring. They're a progressive, expanding company that has multiple production positions currently available with the ability to train on site. Really good starting wage. They offer a full benefits package, including health insurance, 401k, paid time off, and holiday pay. Subcon operates on a 4-day work week, so it would be Monday through Thursday with the possibility of overtime. Locations in Burwell and Ord are currently seeking applicants for both full-time and part-time opportunities. To find out more and to learn more about their specific job opportunities and benefits, you can contact 308-346-5439, 346-5439. Interested individuals can also request and submit applications to HR@subcon, and that's CONN.net.
All right, let's conclude our series of anniversaries that we've been reading about. Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce members were recently acknowledged at their banquet, their annual banquet, and we had the fairgrounds just the other day, and that was an interesting story because the first fair was in the community of Westerville back in 1882 and continues at its current location 140 years later. We have one more that's a celebration of 145 years.
Wow.
Beckenhauer Construction started in Wakefield, Nebraska in 1878. In 1909, the operation was moved to Norfolk and has been headquartered there ever since, but they have outline locations for Beckenhauer Construction, and that name's pretty familiar here in Broken Bow, the Beckenhauer family. And the facilities built in the 20s and 30s, communities projects. In 1878, they did expand, and throughout the many years, they've had businesses around and have received numerous safety awards and Building Nebraska awards, and they recognize this could not have been accomplished without the superior team of employees, both past and present. So congratulations to Beckenhauer Construction for your 145-year milestone anniversary, a member of the Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce. Been talking a lot today about people helping one another, the fires and so forth, and great conversation with Matt a moment ago about the things that he's been able to accomplish with the help of folks. So let's play a little Beatles in honor of everybody out there helping one another.
and you'll find a range of dependable gas and battery-powered tools, from trimmers to blowers. And you'll find service from experienced professionals. Real STIHL. Find yours at stihlusa.com. Lowe's and Home Depot are trademarks of their respective companies.
The Arrow Seed Company offers top-quality seed for those early planted crops like peas, oats, and alfalfa. Book your seed now so it's ready when you are. Arrow Seed offers several oak varieties, including dual-purpose cherries, tall late-maturing multi-purpose Goliath, and high-test weight Haydens. To increase your protein and feed value, consider adding forage peas to your oats. Stop in or call Arrow Seed in Broken Bow, your local Arrow Seed dealer, or visit them at arrowseed.com today to learn more. Arrow Seed, first in forage.
You've got a lot riding on your operation, and you need a hired hand that goes the distance to tackle bigger chores and reach bigger goals. So go big and get it done with a Bobcat compact track or skid steer loader. Bobcat, it's one tough animal.
Everyone can help keep our roads safe. In my truck, I'll remember to follow at a safe distance. When you need to merge in front of a truck, please leave plenty of space. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Visit www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
And we're back with the final question. Are you ready?
Yep. I'd like to go ahead and answer the question.
I envy your confidence, but the producers are saying I have to ask the question.
All right, then.
For higher yields, which seed treatment fights hardest against nematodes?
The answer's Ilevo seed treatment.
That's correct.
Yeah, I know.
What a show. Join us next week when the right answer will still be Ilevo seed treatment. BASF, we create chemistry. Always read and follow label directions.
918, the Nebraska Department of Transportation has some job openings for highway maintenance workers in Ansley and Broken Bow. Now, if hired, there's a $2,500 hiring bonus, and they're seeking dedicated and hardworking team players that are willing and able to operate machinery. They'll train and offer career development as well. There'll be advancement opportunities, ample paid time off, a work-life balance, comprehensive benefits package, including a matching retirement contribution. And at the Nebraska Department of Transportation, they reward their employees for hard work and friendly and supportive work environment that encourages creativity and innovation. You can apply at statejobs.nebraska.gov. Now, this must be an online application. They don't take applications any other way. So go to statejobs.nebraska.gov. And the state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity veterans preference employer, and this job is posted on Sandhills Express for you to look at further.
And we'll stay on the job opportunity front here and let you know that Russell Title and Escrow Company in Broken Bow currently has a full-time or a part-time administrative assistant position available. Some of the things that they are looking for in the candidate would be good customer service skills, strong attention to detail, proficient computer skills, and the ability to multitask. Just some of the things that they list. Some of the duties you'd be performing: general office duties, research and updating files, corresponding with buyers, sellers, lenders, attorneys, and real estate agents, preparing preliminary title documents and closing documents and policies. If you're interested, they ask that you please send your resume to Russell Title and Escrow Company, P.O. Box 442, Broken Bow, Nebraska 68822. You can also email Sadie, that's S-A-D-Y-E, at russelltitleandescrowco.com. And you can check out the full listing by going to sandhillsexpress.com.
This just in.
Oh, breaking news.
Breaking news. Montana, officially the first state to ban TikTok.
Aha, okay.
Last week, the Montana House voted 54-43 to ban TikTok in their state, making it the first in the nation to take the drastic step against the app. The bill will now go to the governor for a signature. The app has been under fire lately with concerns when it hands over data to China. Montana has already banned the app for use on government devices. And who the heck was TikTok? You don't use TikTok on your work phone, do you, folks? Well, I didn't think so. So there's no. Anyway, along with 25 other states, attorneys are expecting legal challenges if the bill passes. So they'll pass it, and then there'll be lawsuits, and then it'll go on to a higher court and so forth. But Montana, the first to ban TikTok in their state.
Wow. Another topic, Jeremy and I were talking on the Party Line show this past Monday, and we were I don't know how it came up, but we started talking about pets, and we thought about getting a goldfish here at the radio station. What do you think, Dave? Are you for a goldfish? We're not talking about a fancy aquarium system or anything like that. We're just talking about a fish bowl with a goldfish as part of the breakfast show. We could set it right here on the table. What do you think?
For the breakfast show?
Yeah.
Well,
wouldn't you love to walk in and just have a goldfish? And it just would brighten the room, don't you? Don't you think? I mean, we could even maybe even turn it into a fundraiser and do an over/under on how long you think the goldfish will last.
Well,
here at the studio, we were talking. Would you be open to a goldfish? Would you be open to just a fish bowl with a goldfish in it?
With stipulations.
Oh, stipulations is just a goldfish, Dave.
Oh, that's what you told your parents when you wanted a goldfish.
Well,
what did your parents tell you?
Yeah, usually, well, with any kind of pet, usually you would be in charge of taking care of it, feeding it, cleaning out the fish bowl.
Yes, because there's nothing smellier than a dirty fish bowl.
Okay.
When the water gets murky and you're the one who cleans it, there's not a very good odor that comes out of a fish bowl with mucky water.
So you're thinking that if we do get a goldfish, then I can feel what you're saying here. You're sensing that no one would clean out the fish bowl. Is that what you're basically saying? You don't have faith that we would clean out the fish bowl.
Well, let's use our sink as an example.
Here at the station?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm not going to win this argument now. Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about.
It would be cool to have a fish swimming around. It would be a nice prop.
Yeah.
And we could bring it in
because I don't want to, I know that our cleaning person would probably do it, but I don't think that's fair to them if I were to bring in a goldfish, or we should be responsible for cleaning the bowl.
Well, I'm not sure it's fair for Nicole to clean our dishes, but I'm sure she's not going to want to go for a fish bowl.
No. I would do it, though. Yes, I would.
And that's what I told my parents.
Okay, yeah.
And then later on...
Would you be upset? Now, when you clean the fish bowl, you have to have another something to put the fish in, right, while you're cleaning the fish bowl.
The sink.
Well, the sink, I was thinking of your coffee cup. It's so big, it'd be perfect.
Well, there would be nothing worse than a coffee-stained fish. We'll have to discuss this
Okay,
further.
we'll discuss it. Okay.
It would have a name,
and
I assume.
I honestly don't know how the topic came up, but next thing you know, Jeremy and I were talking about having a goldfish here at the station.
Well, you just can't have one. That's the other thing. You got to have two fish.
Do you?
Well, I mean, what's a fish that's by himself looking at it?
Well, true.
Yeah, they only have just a little teeny ways to swim, and there's nobody to swim with.
Yeah.
Now, once in a while, you will find, if you get those fancy ones with the fluffy tails, and you have another fish in there, they sometimes eat the tail off the other fish.
Ooh.
I mean, nibble on it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Why couldn't we get a little northern pike in that bowl?
Oh, wow.
Now, that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
We'd have to feed it little fish every day.
Yeah. Just a thought, sorry.
Here's an idea.
Okay.
Rather than, well, maybe we could have a fish for a while, name it, and make it our co-host.
Yes.
And then when the fish passed away, however long that takes.
Well, we would have to have a memorial service live on the show.
Go down the drain, so to speak. We could have Velma at Circle V Stitch and Post afterwards make us shirts with the little goldfish on the shirt.
Hey, yeah, that could be, our little symbol of the goldfish, the goldfish's name, because we got to name it.
Right.
And then KCNI, KBBN Radio down below.
Yes. And Velma would do it.
Oh,
because
yeah.
She can embroider just about anything. She's located north of Broken Bow at 43920 Paulson Road. And by the way, if you want to talk to her about putting a fish on your shirt, call her at 308-872-6173, 308-872-6173. Quality custom embroidery. And she also carries garments that will complement the stitching as well and look great. So stop by and take a look at the inventory. She's got a vast inventory there. And you can also order through some of her ordering channels. If you don't find something there that you that fits your needs, I think you will. But if you don't, you can order it. Or if you work with Velma, you can bring in a garment that meets the standards that Velma needs to embroidery on. She offers jackets, light and heavy, vests in many colors, and kids' sweaters and hoodies, scarves, beanies, all sorts of blankets and throws that you can personalize for yourself or for gifts. Speaking of gifts, she has wedding gifts or baby shower gifts and more. And she also carries cowhide items such as cowhide rugs and Western glassware. And the Circle V Stitch and Post can help you design the perfect attire or gift with your own personal touch, no matter what the occasion. And don't shop online when you can do it right here in Broken Bow, Nebraska. Call Velma at 872-6173 or located out on Paulson Road. Stop and see her.
A lot of job opportunities being posted for you right now on Sandhills Express, so please go there and check out the jobs listings page. And one of the other opportunities you'll see on there right now is through Myers Construction. They're hiring for equipment operators and field laborers. Now, for this position, you must be willing to travel during the week, but lodging and per diem is provided. And they are also hiring for full-time CDL drivers. Now, with each position, very good benefits, good starting wage. So to find out more, just stop by their shop out on Rhino Road, just outside Broken Bow. Now, if you're interested in the CDL driver position, if you'd like to find out more or to apply, you can contact Leroy at 308-870-4475. And if you'd like to find out more about the operators and field labor position for equipment, you can talk to Joe Wamsley. Again, these opportunities through Myers Construction.
All right, thank you, Brent. It's 9:29. Here's one more thought on the fish co-host for the breakfast show.
Yeah.
Why don't we kind of take a step back? When we were kids, we wanted fish, and we didn't always get permission to get fish. But in the spring, when we had mud puddles, we would find tadpoles.
Oh.
And,
Yes,
and we would
okay.
actually capture tadpoles and put them in a fish bowl as practice as to keeping a fish
to
in a
take
bowl.
care of a goldfish.
And then they
Okay.
would turn to little toads, and you could let them go.
Okay. You want to do that?
That would be fun.
Okay.
Or guppies. A lot of people start with guppies.
All right.
I don't know if we want to jump right into a full-fledged goldfish or not.
Oh.
But this would
kind of hurt. You're I'm sensing you just don't have faith in the staff to take care of a goldfish.
I'd rather not say. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking the fifth caller at
Ooh.
872-2801.
Am I eligible?
No, you're not.
Oh, right.
872-2801 for 2 tickets to the Donkey basketball game and Selma Myrna Tuesday, April 25th with a pasta dinner ahead. Fifth caller at 872-2801.
your ticket would include the pasta supper. That is separate from the game itself.
Thanks for defining that.
Yeah.
We'll have a staff meeting on Tuesday. Jeremy always holds a staff meeting on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
We can discuss the goldfish idea and maybe retroing back to a guppy or tadpole.
Well, I was trying to think the last time we would have had like an animal mascot or some. I can only think of Magnolia, the goat. And I don't think we're ready for another goat. But I thought maybe a goldfish, maybe we could handle that. But I'll be honest, in visiting with you about it, I don't know. I don't know if we can or not. Yeah, we can. It's just we got to take initiative to take care of the goldfish.
Yeah. And we can have a goldfish or several goldfish.
Okay.
Fishes.
Yeah, sure.
In the bowl with mucky water when our guests come in and it smells over there.
Well, that's true, yes.
I mean,
I think our guests would enjoy the goldfish, though. We got to be careful, though. There would have to be some kind of system because if I remember right, you don't want to overfeed the goldfish.
That's a common problem with kids.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of kids around here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you want some more, little fish? Come on.
I wonder if anybody's fed you today.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah.
You get there the next day and the fish is floating at the top.
Wake up, fishy.
What color of fish would you like if we get to that point?
I like the orange, the just the orange look, the traditional looking, I say orange, kind of an orange goldfish.
Well, we don't have a Ben Franklin's anymore. They used to sell fish.
Well, that was going to kind of be one of my questions. Where do we go to get a goldfish now?
And are there tadpoles out there?
Yeah.
I mean, we might have a year where we won't have any tadpoles. And where do you buy a guppy?
I don't know. Boy, all kinds of questions coming out of this conversation.
We could go buy some live minnows.
We could?
And start with minnows, but
yeah.
I don't know how well they'll do in
a bowl.
I don't think they'll last too long.
Probably not.
You got to have air in it.
Yeah. There you go. Let's just bring in a minnow bucket. We'll just bring in one of them old yellow and black minnow buckets, fill it up with water, throw some minnows in there, and that'll be our fish bowl. What do you think?
Well, it wouldn't be very visual, but...
No, that's true. You could open the flap, and check on them,
you get
look inside.
Get the little net and reach down and dip them out and say, see?
Yeah, exactly.
There's our breakfast show host. It's Little Minnow.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Can I sneak in one more job opportunity?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership's looking for an individual to work as an infant toddler teacher center specialist. To find out more about the position, you can contact CNCAP at 745-0780, extension 0. You can also apply online at centralnebraskacap.com.
Thank you very much. Steve just dropped a note, says maybe a parrot.
Oh, my.
Teach it to say, hello, good neighbor. It's not a bad idea,
A parrot
Steve.
on the breakfast show. I would love that.
Oh, talk about a mess.
Yeah.
Nervous wreck.